Hey there, it's John Cummins from Executive Medicine for the weekly health challenge. So this week's health challenge is getting some fish into you. And what we recommend? 3 times a week. So why? What's the evidence for fish intake? Fish intake has been linked to a lower rate of coronary artery disease, i.e. heart attack and stroke, for example. It can stabilise heart rates if you're prone to fibrillation or other arrhythmias, can lower blood pressure, and it can be linked to an increased thinness or reduced stickiness of blood. It's an integral part of the Mediterranean diet, which you'll often hear me speak about. So what sort of fish? Look, it probably doesn't really matter. And I think when I ask people about fish intake, what people don't do as much these days is buy fish, gut it, fillet it, and then cook it. So they tend to get their fish mostly from restaurants. But tinned fish is actually a good alternative as well. Being 75 to 100 grams of tinned fish as a high protein snack. High protein being good because it dulls your appetite. And the other way that I get my fish is essentially getting smoked salmon, which is basically cling wrapped. So I try and get my 3 servings of fish in. I'm pretty successful, mostly because of tinned fish. And I would say that if you ask me, well, what about fish oil supplements? I think for certain conditions such as a high triglyceride state, possibly osteoarthritis, it can work in some cases. But the general recommendation would be that if you're getting fish in 3 times a week, you don't need to take supplements. The other question is, what about mercury poisoning? I think, yes, that's particularly an issue with pregnancy and getting mercury poisoning in fetuses. It's been described in Australia. They tend to be the top feeders. So, for example, the shark, the marlin, the swordfish, and maybe the roughy. And there's some good information on the internet around, what sort of foods to avoid, particularly during pregnancy. So for all intents and purposes, the salmon, the tuna, everything else that we would purchase are very safe. So the challenge is, do you get 3 servings of fish in a week? If not, would you consider taking a fish oil supplement? And by the way, for those that have had a fish oil supplement, if it causes dyspepsia, one trick is that you can freeze it, and then by the time it essentially gets melted in your gut, it's so far down the chute it doesn't really matter anymore. So I hope you're safe and well, and look forward to speaking with you soon and seeing some of you soon. And I've had a request to explain fats more, which I will probably leave more for a white paper or something like that. I think it's a bit too complex for a 2-minute video clip. Anyway, enjoy and see you soon.